Okay, students, the continuation of the set theory, lecture number 11. In this class, we can go for the theorems on functions, whatever it is the BSc third semester mathematics set theory. In this, we can go for the theorems on functions, especially these theorems are very well related to the inverse functions. Whenever we are going to the theorems on functions and inverse functions, it is necessary to recall the definition of a function and its type and even the inverse function. As you know that function is a mapping from set A to B in which every element of A associated with some unique elements of B. That means it is a rule in which every element of A is associated with the unique element of B, as you know very well. Now, what is the inverse function? If f from A to B is a function, the inverse function is denoted by f inverse from B to A. Whenever it is the inverse function exists, the inverse function exists only when f from A to B is a 1 1 and onto. F from A to B is a 1 1 and onto. What do you mean by 1 1 and onto? The function, the different element of A is associated with the different element of B, it is a 1 1, and every element of B have images in A, that is the onto. The 1 1 and onto means bijection. 1 1 is called the injective, onto is called the surjective, and both 1 1 and onto function is called the bijective. So it is very necessary to recall the function and 1 1 definition and onto definition of a function. And if f from A to B is a function, then f inverse from B to A is also a function. It is called as the inverse function of f from A to B. And now, to take the one theorem on the very standard theorem on the inverse function, what it says: if f from A to B is bijection, 1 1 and onto, then f inverse from B to A is also bijection. What is given here? F from A to B is a bijection, 1 1 and onto is given. Our work is to prove that f inverse from B to A is also bijection. Okay, let us start the work in the first part of the proof. To start, f inverse from B to A is a 1 1. In the second part, to show that f inverse from B to A is a onto. Okay, let us start the work of f inverse B to A is a 1 1. For that, I consider x1 and x2 be the two elements of A. x1 and x2 be the two elements of A. As f from A to B is a function, immediately f of x1 equal to y1, f of x2 is equal to y2. As f from A to B is a function, clearly f from A to B is a function, immediately x1 and x2 are the elements of A, means it is obvious that f of x1 is equal to y1, f of x2 is equal to y2. As f of x1 equal to y1 means it is f inverse of y1 is equal to x1. F inverse of y1 is equal to x1. From f of x2 equal to y2, we can say that f inverse of y2 is equal to x2. Keep in mind the result of f of x1 equal to y1, f of x2 equal to y2 implies f inverse of y1 equal to x1 and f inverse of y2 is equal to x2. Actually, our main idea is to show that f inverse from B to A is a 1 1. For that, to consider y1 and y2. Before that, we can say what are these y1 and y2? y1 and y2 be the images of x1 and x2. y1 and y2 be the images of x1 and x2 in B. The y1 and y2 belongs to B. Now, our idea is to show that f inverse from B to A is a 1 1. Now, already we know that f from A to B is 1 1. What do you mean by f from A to B is a 1 1? The definition that says that x1 is not equal to x2 double implies f of x1 is not equal to f of x2. What do you mean by f from A to B is a 1 1? It is very clear. X1 is not equal to x2 double implies f of x1 equal to is not equal to f of x2. But what is x1? x1 is f inverse of y1. What is x2? F inverse of y2. Therefore, x1 is replaced as a f inverse of y1. x2 is replaced as a f inverse of y2. Immediately, f of x1 and f of x2 is said that y1 and y2. Oh, what you get? F inverse of y1 is not equal to f inverse of y2, double implies y1 is not equal to y2. If x1 is not equal to x2, double implies f of x1 is not equal to f of x2, means f is 1 1. If y1 is not equal to y2 implies f inverse of y1 is not equal to f inverse of y2, means immediately f inverse is also y1. It is the method that we get the f inverse is 1 1. Secondly, to go for the F inverse from B to A is onto. For that, to recall first, F from A to B is onto given. Therefore, y belongs to B implies f of x is equal to y. Every images of B having A. As x belongs to A, where f of x equal to y means f inverse of y is equal to x. What is this x? X belongs to A. Thus, therefore, x belongs to A implies f inverse of y equal to x. If f of x equal to y means f is onto. If f inverse y is equal to x means f inverse is onto. Therefore, this f inverse is 1 1 and f inverse is onto. Therefore, our conclusion is f inverse from B to A is bijection 1 1 and onto. It is the method of getting the f inverse from B to A is also bijection. What's the theorem we did? F from A to B is a bijection. Then immediately f inverse from B to A is also bijection. Next, to go for the second theorem in the inverse function. What the theorem says? If f from A to B is bijective, then f inverse from B to A is unique. That means the one function exists only one unique inverse function. The function exists only one, that means unique, only one inverse function. As f from A to B is bijective, then we can show that f inverse from B to A is unique. So, what it is given? It is given that f from A to B is bijective. We know obviously that if f from A to B is bijective means it has exist the f inverse from B to A is inverse. Sometimes, suppose, if possible, we can take suppose or if possible, there are two inverse of f. What happens? I taken that if possible, g from B to A and again h from B to A be the two inverse functions of f from A to B. I want to show that g and h are equal. Suppose there are two inverse functions of f. What happens? By definition, y belongs to B. This y belongs to B means y belongs to B. We can take x1 and x2 are the elements of A. What do you mean by y belongs to B? G from B to A is a function means it is g of y equal to x1. If g of y equal to x1 means, but x1 is the element of A. F from A to B is bijective. Therefore, f of x1 is equal to y. As y belongs to B, g of y equal to x1. But f from A to A, B is a function. Therefore, f of x1 equal to y. Similarly, h of y equal to x2. But x2 belongs to A. Therefore, f of x2 is equal to y. Now, f of x1 equal to y and f of x2 is also equal to 1. As f is 1 1 means f of x1 is equal to f of x2. What do you mean by f of x1 equal to f of x2? As f is 1 1, f of x1 equal to f2, it implies x1 equal to x2. But then x1 is equal to x2 means it is g of y equal to h of y. G of y equal to h of y means g and h are equal. We taken that g and h are different inverse functions of f. But here I get that g and h are not different, they are equal. Therefore, g and h are not different. Hence, f inverse B to A is unique. That means we taken more than one inverse function to the f from A to B, but the definition says that those are not different, they are equal. That means if the inverse function is unique, f from A to B is bijective, then f inverse from B to A is also unique. Okay, so this is the theorem and proof. Students, these two theorems are very important in the inverse function as well for the examination also. So you can practice these first to recall the definitions of a function and inverse function, on one and onto function, and to practice these results again and again and practice. These are most helpful in the examination as well for the good knowledge. Thank you.